Hello guys, hope you are enjoying very good health. We are here with a brief explanation of the editorials. We will go through the meaning of difficult words, idioms, punctuation marks and discourse markers. Our first editorial is about Yemen truce offer. As we all know that the brutal war is going on in Yemen, fresh push for peace is being made to end the 6-year-old conflict. Saudi Arabia has offered its nemesis in Yemen, the Iran-allied Houthi movement. The nemesis of Saudi Arabia is Iran-allied Houthi movement. Nemesis means a arch-enemy, arch-rival, rival or foe. A comprehensive ceasefire, though the Houthis have initially dismissed it as nothing new and initiative for media consumption. Moreover, is a discourse marker. The Houthi, who control the capital Sana'a is the capital of Yemen, have called for complete lifting of the air and sea blockade Riyadh has enforced. So Riyadh is the capital of Saudi Arabia and the conditions for ceasefire are lifting of air and sea blockade. There could be several reasons for the recent offer from Saudi Arabia. Firstly, secondly, also these are all discourse markers. The Houthis are advancing on their way to the city of Marib, which is controlled by the internationally recognized government, and the strategy prize may fall to the rebel movement. Secondly, despite Saudi Arabia's far superior firepower and finances, Houthis keep giving the kingdom a difficult time through their drone campaign targeting Riyadh's energy installations. Also, the Biden administration has withdrawn some support from the Saudi-led coalition, while the powers that be in kingdom may have come to the conclusion that Yemen war is unwinnable. They can keep pounding Yemen while the Houthis can keep hitting them back, only protracting a bloody stalemate and the long nightmare for the Yemeni people. Stalemate means a deadlock, impasse or standstill. Whatever the reason for the peace initiative, all parties should take advantage of the opportunity and continue the dialogue process. Despite the Houthis' apparently rigidity, the movement spokesperson said that they will continue talk to Riyadh. Saudi Arabia, being the larger power, should take the lead, announce a ceasefire and allow its desperately needed humanitarian assistance. If this is done, the Houthis must respond in good faith. This grotesque means ugly or distorted war has left hundreds of thousands of people dead and millions hungry and ill, with children being the major victim. It will take a long way to rebuild Yemen and heal the wounds of its people, particularly the generation that has known nothing but war. Therefore, is also a discourse marker. All parties to this conflict must silence their guns and reach a negotiated settlements. Our next editorial is about combating the crime of rape. The full might of law has been brought to bear on the perpetrators of an atrocity that shocked even this crime-weary nation. Atrocity means an extremely wicked or cruel act. An anti-terrorism court in Lahore on Saturday sentenced to death and life imprisonment the two main accused in the motorway gang rape case that occurred one night in September last year. The man had come upon the victim while she, along with her two children, was stranded on the Lahore-Sialkot motorway in a car that had run out of fuel. Stranded means left without the means to move from somewhere. Dragging them all out in the nearby fields, they beat and raped the mother in front of terrified miners. An uproar ensued when the news broke, and the IG Punjab ordered an extensive manhunt for the suspect. It was thus that they were finally arrested and tried at a speed not often seen here. Although Dawn does not support the death penalty, the swift prosecution and the fact that the victim's privacy was respected and she remained unidentified despite the publicity may give other survivors of sexual violence some courage. However, is also a discourse marker. The case also illustrated another major reason why the crime of rape is so grossly underreported in this country, with an estimated 9 out of 10 cases not even being registered with the police. The hurdle is the tendency of misogynistic society to blame adult female victims for bringing the crime on themselves by their appearances and actions. Misogynistic means strongly prejudiced or biased against women. considered it was then Lahore City Police Chief who suggested the motorway rape victim bore some responsibility for the ordeal by being out late at night. Ordeal means a very unpleasant and prolonged experience. Such crash marks further traumatize the victim, reinforce the stigma of rape, and act as a deterrent to reporting. Deterrent means a thing that discourages or is intended to discourage someone from doing something. After a spate of horrific rape cases, President RFLV in December promulgated the anti-rape ordinance in 2020. So we should know that it can come in the current affairs that anti-rape ordinance was legislated by President RFLV in December 2020. It expands the definition of rape in terms of what acts constitute this crime and who can be defined as a victim, and much needed step. The ordinance also stipulates measures to make the offence more prosecutable and act as a deterrent to its commission. They include anti-rape crisis cells, special courts for speedy trials of such cases, establishment of countrywide registry of sex offenders, and chemical castration of rapists, which is controversial on several fronts. However, to bring in law is one thing, and to ensure proper foolproof investigation is another. Most cases of rape do not attract the kind of publicity the motorway case did. Often, the biasness and judgmental attitudes of law enforcement personnel can lead to lackadaisical and sloppy work of the kind that imperils convictions and allow rapists to go free on appeal. Intrusive and insensitive questioning of victims in court can also discourage them to pursue the case further. These aspects too need to be addressed. Rape victims need the support of society, not censure. State Bank of Pakistan Act. From a more technocratic point of view, the new amendments the government is seeking to bring the State Bank Act might have a lot to recommend them. But the fact that they will place the State Bank beyond any oversight by elected authorities is problematic. Oversight means beyond any supervision or surveillance. One argument presented on oversight is that the State Bank will still be bound to submit an annual report to Parliament on its performance, but this does not constitute oversight of any meaningful sort. Granted, neither Parliament nor the government should try to insert itself into core central banking functions such as curating the money supply or banking supervision, nor try to influence the process of producing the independent assessments of state of the economy that the central bank provides via its quarterly and annual reports. These are functions requiring specialized skills and must be performed outside the glare and normal give and take politics. Nevertheless, is a discourse marker. The State Bank is ultimately a public institution. It is in between the double commas that will not break the flow of sentence, not a private one, and it must not enjoy the kind of immunity from the public scrutiny of its action that come with its role. If it allowed to become as completely autonomous as proposed amendments to the State Bank Act envisions, it will create a perverse incentives for future governments to appoint a weak individual as a governor in order to retain some control of office. This will hamper the central bank more in pursuit of its core mission that would come built-in mechanism for parliamentary oversight. Envision means imagine as a future possibility, and perverse means illogical, irrational, or unreasonable. The government is acting in haste given the directives of IMF and is clearly rushing the process along in order to meet deadlines for prior actions before the fund program can be resumed. But haste in legislation is never a good idea, so long as the conduct of economic policy remains ad hoc and in firefighting mode. No legal framework will be sufficient to bring order to it. The proposed amendments to the State Bank Act must include a more robust, more strong mechanism for parliamentary oversight. Oversight means supervision, and they must enjoy consensus within Parliament to be effective. Otherwise, again a discourse marker, the exercise will be little more than a pro forma set of actions hastily implemented to meet an IMF condition to unlock the next tranche of fund program. Tranche means a portion of something, especially money. The government must not seek to tie the hands of all its successors into a naughty legal framework they never consented to. Thank you so much. This was all about today's Dawn editorial. Don't forget to subscribe our channel to get the daily updates.